Viewer discretion is advised. Your fave will be criticized.
That's Chris.
That's Shan.
We are CCTV, the nonstop pop show.
Join us for another round of Is It Boppin' for the biggest K-pop releases of May 2023.
Welcome to CCTV, your go-to global pop music podcast. We have experience both on stage and behind the scenes in the music industry, so get ready for some insightful reviews and analysis of the biggest K-pop songs every month. Become part of our fantastic crew, including Lisette, Lily, Emily, Kevin, and Juliet by joining us on Patreon at patreon.com/cctvpops. And you can subscribe now so we can explore the world of pop music together.
And a massive thank you to our Patreon crew for voting for their favorites. And of course, thanks to all of you who follow us on socials as well, because you have voted for the remaining slots. And I have to say, this is the most votes we've ever gotten on our Twitter poll because Hidden Card, y'all showed up. For all the new people here, just FYI, we are very honest with our reviews.
Yes.
So do we like it or not? You will find out. So stay tuned. And if you want to join in and have a say in future song selections for future episodes, make sure to subscribe, follow us on socials, and leave a comment with your picks. All right, so let's get into it. Did we have bops or flops in May 2023?
Welcome to Is It Boppin'? Here we discuss the songs and discuss the production, lyrics, and videos, and everything in between. So let's find out. Do we have bops or flops?
So we're sticking with the girl groups. And we're going to Aespa with Spicy, which was done by Bang Hee-hyun, Emily Yeonso Kim, Kazi Opea, Jin by Jin, and Moonshine. So Aespa is finally out of Kwangya. What do you think?
Finally, oh my god. Ugh. You know what? It reminds me of like Code Lyoko. Have you ever seen Code Lyoko, where these kids go into this digital world to save this character named Aelita? And basically, it's a French
Is this
show.
an anime? Oh,
it is. It's almost like a combination between anime and like CG. They're finally out of this digital space, but it's all spilling over into the real world, where they're hot girls just doing their, hot girl stuff and being mean girls, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't getting Mean Girls as much as I was getting like Clueless / I mean, Mean Girls, yeah, but definitely Clueless too, like the aesthetic of everything and then the whole like as if kind of vibe of the song. This sounds like something that could have been on the Savage album to me. And I think it's because of all the technical, techno-y, electronic sounds. Wow, not me struggling to find English. But all the electronic sounds and the guitar, like it just, I think that could have been with the Savage album. Maybe not on the Girls album. I don't think so. But maybe on the Savage album. There have been some ITZY comparisons floating around. And I can kind of hear it. But Aespa's vocals are stronger. Like no matter what anyone says, they come from SM. SM is very R&B based. They're like, girl, you better learn how to do a slide. You better learn how to do it. You better learn if you don't know. So I feel like it still feels like Aespa, and it's just not experimental stuff that we're used to, right? It's a lot shorter as compared to like their earlier Kwangya tracks, where it's like you get like several thousand bridges and key change that you didn't ask for. But it's still hyper pop, and it's still them. It just doesn't feature that Aespa style that we're used to. It kind of goes back to what we were saying about Le Seraphim, right? You hear all these tracks being so not samey, but like being an offshoot of one another, that finally, now that you've broken away from that sound, it's like, it doesn't like you. In my opinion, it still does. And I love that it sounds like 2000s pop. Like it sounds like Pussycat Dolls. Like I can hear when I grow up on this.
Props to the SM A&R team for this, because while this is different from the other title tracks we've gotten from Aespa, like you said, it's still hyper pop. It's still accessible to the fans that were there since the beginning. So if you like Next Level, you'd probably still like this as well, right? You still do get a very alien-ish vibe to it, with the kind of the synths, the way they're done. It still, it still has that vibe to it. So you could still keep with the lore, even if they don't explicitly mention Kwangya in this.
Thank God.
Yeah, I really like this song, actually. And if you've listened to us before, I'm not a huge Aespa fan, but maybe now that they're out of Kwangya, it's going to change a bit more, because I am an SM stan. So that's why it's been extra disappointing for me. But I really like the pre-chorus of this. I love the kind of siren-like synths that come in and out. I think the chorus is super fun. Just so many different things going on with it, but it all comes together very well, because you kind of get the unison stuff, you get harmonies, you get some talky bits. along with the singing. So there's a lot, but it's put together very, very well and
Mhm.
doesn't feel like it's too much.
Yeah.
The bridge is interesting. You get a Pussycat
Mm.
Dolls-esque dance break, right? With some
Yeah.
kind of fun chanty moments that will
Mhm.
be really, really fun at a
Yeah.
show. Like they're again made for fan chants, which we've talked about, has been kind of a thing now with the way songs are written.
Yeah.
I will say, you mentioned the ad libs and stuff. We do get a little bit. I do actually think we could have gotten even more
Oh,
for
yeah.
the last part because I'm used to kind of the drama that they have.
Yes.
And nothing really changes production wise to kind
Yeah.
of give it that climax. So I think because they can do it, they
Yes.
could have done way more with the ending with the ad libs. But I do like that little outro. You get the for yeah, or whatever
I'm
with
in
that very
tears.
end.
Yeah.
Also, there was one point where I was like, I almost felt like it was gonna turn into an "I'm too sexy" sample. Like
I'm in
I'm too
tears.
spicy for your heart. Like I don't know,
Oh
just
my
like it got really
God, that would
close to that cadence. It didn't really do that, but that's what I keep wanting to do that.
that
So
would be
maybe a
fire.
missed opportunity there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned the Mean Girls thing. We've talked about with Ive that they're kind of the Mean Girls thing. So I was like, not Aespa coming for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you said Mean Girls and what Clueless. I said Gossip Girl as well. I
Oh.
got Gossip Girl. Because kind of the rich entitled high schoolers.
I was thinking I thought they were in college because, like, in the storyline
Oh,
of their lives and stuff, they're in college. I
okay,
thought
maybe college. Okay, I could see
it's hard to
college.
tell because I just saw
Yeah,
I saw large Greekish buildings. I was like, okay,
I mean
dorm.
they had college years for Gossip Girl, so it still works.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I will say it is very refreshing to see them out like in the sun. Like they're no longer in
Sorry.
the digital world anymore. Like they can actually get some vitamin D, which is great.
I'm
Uh,
crying. Freaking
but
tears.
to kind of go along with the fact that it's still accessible, you still get the little glitches. There's still some weirdness
Yeah.
there, so it's not a complete reinvention. I do wish though. I wish there was a bit more consistency across the scenes though, because some of it feels a little
Mm.
like we already have this soundboard that's a street at night, so just go with that. Like I was like, why are they now in the street at night? Like I liked all the stuff in the mansion and the school and on all that. Like I don't know, some of it just didn't really feel that cohesive to me.
Right.
But or maybe it was
So
like we're
funny.
finally outside. Let's just look at all the things we can do outside.
I'm in tears. I'm in
What did you
tears.
think of the video?
It was funny because to me, like, first of all, the different color hair is like Ning Ning, my baby, she had a red pony. Karina had the pink and the blonde. Winter had the green, and you got Giselle with this tired blue wig. Y'all, I don't know what the stylist is doing, but that hair was nodding, and she's dancing. I'm like, did anyone think, let me comb this girl's hair? God, I'm off that. I'm gonna come back to it because Giselle's getting played in this whole era. I just want to kind of just
Oh.
say that now. Going back to what you were saying about the glitching and the alien kind ofness of everything,
Mhm.
I think once they've kind of stopped uploading, no more sink diving, they're back onto Earth, and because Novice is there, I'm making this up as I go, but I think it makes sense. Novice is there now, so there's going to be kind of like glitching, It's like Sword Art Online. It's like an anime where the gamers came out of the game and I think some parts of the game came out with them. All this glitch is happening, and you know how like in those alien movies, people come out in the middle of the street like, oh my God, what's going on? Instead
Mhm.
of running. I think that's what that scene at the end is supposed to signify, but I do agree with you in terms of like cohesion. The story did not allow itself to lean in that direction whatsoever. Like you may have seen like little clips of the news on the TV or like them texting their eyes, their digital selves on a cell phone, like, hey girl, how's it going? But again, it still didn't like give you that SM pause in the middle of the video where you can actually kind of get some exposition of what's going on, right? So
Mhm.
but yes, I think the house party with the Frozen effect is like one of my favorite kind of scenes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that was so cute. I love what they looked like. They were looking just like they enjoyed the song.
Mhm.
But yeah, again, they're playing Giselle. Oof. Like I said, it's very cute, high teen fashion. And I think that's good for them because they are young women. Like
Mhm.
they're college age. Even when they're performing, Winter is smiling and winking. Like I'm just like this, y'all. She's not just looking like a digital girl. Like she's real. I enjoy the choreo. It's not this breakneck movement.
Mhm.
Even in the beginning, they're kind of just like marching behind each other, like how girls follow the queen bee. Like everything just feels so much more fun, more natural, and they feel like they actually like the song. Like everyone's kind of giving eyes and they're clapping hands with each other and actually smiling in between, where it's like, oh, this is so silly. But you can see that the chemistry is looking a little bit more real and not like they coded their friendship in, you know? So fashion aside, I do appreciate the synergy that's now being created because they're in the real world, you know? So, yeah. Off my soapbox.
Yeah. I will agree with you. I've never seen them so comfortable on stage before. These performances were really, really great to watch because, like you said, you know, they were clearly forced into the whole Kwangya thing, right? And it's like, okay, like you got to fight this like digital snake, and it's like, what? You know, so I'm sure, I would assume they're very happy to be doing something a little more normal,
down to earth, literally.
Yeah, literally. I mean, as interesting as that concept is, you know, obviously it's memorable and it sticks out, but like, you know, like you said, they're young women, like they just want to have some fun too. So this is refreshing. The choreo's okay for me. There's nothing that memorable, actually. I guess the pinky for the word spicy, and then, you know, a lot of like hip dips or whatever. But I don't know. It's not really for me. And then I saw on the credit list for all the there's a lot of choreographers involved. So, you know, SM loves that, you know, having multiple choreographers all pitch different choreo and then putting it all together. And I'm actually not a huge fan of that. Like, especially as a dancer, like you should really give it to one person to like really give how they want to do it, you know, from start to finish. So I'm not a fan of the Frankensteining of choreography, really. So yeah, it's okay. It's a lot of handography. And, you know, SM girl groups, I think we've talked about it before. The way that they're cleaned, they look clean by not hitting too hard, or they're clean by not going 100%. They go at like 80% so that they can hit everything like very deliberately. And while this works, I think for like SNSD and Red Velvet, like their material is naturally just kind of more flowy, I guess, I would say. But Aespa is always so high energy that it always looks just a little lackluster when they perform, because, you know, if there's like a chest hit, they're just kind of hitting it, you know, kind of.
Yeah.
And so even if they're lip syncing, you know what I mean? Like, I get it if you're singing live, like, you know, you do what you need to do to sing live. But like, if you're lip syncing the majority, like you can just hit out, you know, or like hit your arm out or whatever. And like SM, just the way they do the girl groups, they just never hit anything. So that's why it all just feels a little meh to me, like energy wise. Like, for example, that jig that they do.
I hate the don't stop me. I hate it.
Right. But then even when you watch them perform it, like some of them are jumping higher than others because I think they were told to like not go at 100. So then you're kind of like half jumping.
And you're dancing next to Karina, who hits every little heel toe, touch, snap.
I think they're very, very talented. But yeah, that's just a gripe that I have, I think. I get it with SM, but like it just doesn't really work for Aespa, I think. But overall, I'm glad that they're actually having fun now.
Yeah, my God.
And there was no mention of like planting trees or whatever was in that SM press, you know, all that stuff about how their song, they were sad about their song being about planting trees or whatever. So I'm glad, I guess, I don't know if it was this song, like maybe we'll never hear what it was supposed to be, their comeback before. All right. So what do you rate this one?
I'll give this one a 9. I like this one for them. I like it too. Yeah.
I'm very excited now for Aespa. There's so much potential. So yes, I will give it a 9 as well. Come over and join us at CCTV Pops. And of course, stay tuned for next month when we do the review for June. And you can help vote for which songs come on this episode. And you can also hang out with us and the crew on Patreon to get priority choice at CCTV Pops. And we'll, like I mentioned, be posting polls as well for you to vote on everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for our YouTube channel. And if you're enjoying the show on a podcast platform, please give us a follow, rating, and review. Until next time, that's Jan.
That's Chris.
And we are signing off from CCTV, the Nonstop Pop Show. For more from this episode of CCTV, the Nonstop Pop Show,
check out the link in the description below.